Hi, it's Mink the Satyr
and Natalie Fuinha.
and we are back from KatsuCon on Saturday night.
Day two.
So this is KatsuCon 2018 because that's the year. And we're talking quietly because we're at our friend's house in their nursery.
There's no baby yet.
There's no baby yet. We're not like talking quietly,
secluded, soundproof
in front
room.
of a baby at 11:30 at night.
With these terrifying faces right now.
Well, you're terrifying. I'm just adorable.
You have an eye patch and like a second face.
Are you trying to tell me that eye patches are terrifying?
A little bit.
Oh my god, what about the like single-eyed parents of the world?
I guess I'm horrible.
So today I was dressed as Mimic.
And I was dressed as Mawile.
Mega Mawile. Fix your hair, Mawile. You're on camera.
Listen, I've been having hair issues all day.
So we have some quick little recaps of our day, including but not exclusive to fun stuff, and also, oh my gosh, sometimes things go wrong. What do you do?
Sometimes things go very wrong, and you have to do something.
I feel like we both have that story. So let's talk about something good that happened. I'm going to say something good that happened for me, and you can say something good that happened for you.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So one good thing that happened for me is I had a bass guitar, which is still in my car, so I'm not going to bring that out. I'll post pictures of it. So I had a bass guitar that was, that I made to look like Mickey's tail, but I wore it like this so I could actually play the bass. But nobody knew that it was my tail until at the end of a photo shoot. I took my bass and I held it up and I turned it around, and like literally there was a crowd of people who were like, oh, her tail is her bass, is her tail. And I was like, that's what I live for. I live for the moment. What's the Lady Gaga's? The applause. The applause.
That is their song.
Yeah, that's a song that she did.
But don't keep singing because we don't have the rights.
We get 30 seconds.
All right. Well, I think we did that.
That was less than 30. That was like.
That's what we got.
Yeah, it was like 5. All right, what's your one good thing?
All right, my one good thing. So, just in terms of making this costume, was generally very stressful, but I ended up taking advantage of some tutorials, and like I had maybe a 10-second interaction with the people that put the tutorials up, and they freaked out over my work, so that was really cool.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I crossed paths with them, and they were like,
"Oh,
your wig looks amazing," and I was like,
I saw them, and I was like,
"Oh my gosh!"
Pretty. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It was really validating that like I
really
executed
nice
it well enough that they were like, good on you. And I was like, all right, cool.
I feel like we need to do like a Zen sandwich, because now we're going to get to the jelly of like, and then what happened when things went wrong.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty more good stuff to talk about.
Well, right. So we'll do a sandwich.
Okay, cool.
That's how we'll format this.
Or a club. There might be some like, I don't know how long I want to make this, but.
I believe in the rule of 3.
All right.
Cool. You're along here for it. So things that went not so good. I know I've got one and you've got one. So I'll do problem solution. So problem. I drove with one eye to the convention because I had a photo shoot I didn't want to be late for, and somebody was very, very
I was a monster this morning.
I was gonna say ridiculous about your makeup. But you know what? You use whatever words you want to use. Her words. So I was like, you know what? I would far and above rather get into a car accident than continue watching you put the same shade of purple over your eye over and over again.
It had to be opaque. I'm sorry.
This isn't even the problem.
You wanted me to rush, and instead of doing face paint like I was going to, I had to use eyeshadow, and eyeshadow was not as opaque as face paint. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can understand why I was like, car accident sounds pretty good. So I made it to the convention just fine. But in the parking lot, the strap holding my bass together snapped, and then my bass smacked really hard on the parking lot concrete, and the neck of my bass snapped clean off. And this is like the first time I'm wearing the costume all together, and I was like, I don't know what to do, and I'm all by myself, and oh my god, everything is going wrong. And there was a beautiful, like, really sweet couple that was nearby, and they were like, we have duct tape, it's just blue. And I was like so worked up, and I was like, thank you. I'm gonna pass. Like, I was like such a beggars choosers moment there. It was really bad. But I did have my buddy Rocket Props. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook and all of the social medias. He does the cosplay, like wandering cosplay repair station. I'm sure you may have heard of him at other conventions. Well, he was doing it again, and
which I will interject to say is really good because for some reason the actual cosplay repair was just gone.
Oh,
today.
It went missing.
We looked for what, 20 minutes in the dealer's room, and then
if that was 20 minutes, that was a long 20. I think it was 40.
It was a long time, and we never found it.
We never found it. We just kept going to Rocket. So I was like, Rocket! I'm like texting him. I'm like, Rocket, everything is bad. Black is white. Cats and dogs are living together. He was like, Mink, wherever you are, stay there. I have glue. And it turns out that not only did he have glue, but he had super glue. And then super glue accelerant, which you put on the other part. Like you have the part you want to glue, mimic you, and then the part you want to glue it to, my hand. So you put super glue over the thing you want to glue, and then you put the accelerant, which is a spray, onto the thing that you want it to be, and then you stick them together. And the second they stick together, they're done. That they are stuck, and it was amazing.
You get one chance.
Yeah, I mean
that's it.
The good news is we got it right on the first try. The better news is that it held up the whole day and no one ever noticed, and the only, there was a scrape on the paint job, but happily I had a lot of Mimic You stickers. So I put a Mimic You sticker on it, and it was kind of like my little secret band-aid. The end. That's my story. Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. So I don't have a huge, big thing like that. I just had a lot of little things happen that sort of accumulated. Yeah. So I also am wearing this costume for the first time today. As she said, figuring out makeup this morning and figuring out wigs and putting it all together. And the biggest problem was that I had not tested the hair and the weight of these guys on the headband and whether that was going to stay on my head. You can see I'm holding it right now because all the bobby pins that ended up doing the job have gotten loose, and we're just recording this.
Also, it's now. 12 hours later.
12 hours later. It's held up pretty good. Let's just say that. I can let go. It's just, I don't want to have it fall off in the video.
All we have retouched is our lipstick. Just keep that in mind.
So, yeah. So, when I got to the convention, eventually. Eventually. I was able to carry some stuff up to a friend's room, and while she was finishing up her outfit, was able to help me basically craft. We were just figuring it out in the moment. So when people would ask me throughout the day, isn't that heavy? How is that on your head? And I would go, oh, well, it's on a headband, and there's Velcro, and also elastic, and safety pins, and 14 bobby pins.
I was wondering why it took you so long to answer questions, because I wasn't hearing the answer. I just heard someone ask a question, and then 7 minutes later you were like,
a lot.
And that's what it is.
There's a lot in this wig. We're going to fix it and make it less, but...
Can we put a fork in there just so that we could say, and also a fork?
You know what? I forgot my chopsticks. I was going to have, hairpins in the bows.
Hashtag next time.
Hashtag next time.
Oh my gosh.
So, and in any case, when we finally got it to work, that was great. But it still needed some tweaking, I guess, or I had it on weird because, after we'd been together for, an hour? Mm-hmm. We were together for an hour, and...
She was done already.
I was already dying. My feet were killing me because I was in heels yesterday and pushed it a little too far, and so I had to change into boots because the heels I had on were not going to work for the rest of the day.
Boots looked fierce. It was a good change. I like them better than the original, to be honest.
The only problem is that they're covered in paint from crafting for 3 weeks.
Unpopular opinions, right?
All right. Anyway, so we had to change shoes. My head was just killing me already from wearing this for an hour, and I was like, oh no, what happened? Do I just keep banging Tylenol back?
Don't keep banging Tylenol back, especially on an empty stomach.
Definitely don't.
Don't do drugs, kids.
I actually didn't take any pain meds, so I did pretty good today.
You did great. I haven't had coffee.
It ended up just being a shift and a wiggle, and my head stopped hurting. I changed shoes, and thanks to Rocket, I was able to fix the strap on my guitar, which also broke. Apparently, we're just strap studs. Learning,
Turns out,
so
guitar studs are meant to be drilled into wood,
into
not
wood,
foam.
not foam.
Weird. Oh my
Keep that
God.
in mind, kids.
Oh my God, is that the secret? We should just make all of our props out of wood.
Maybe if instead of like making a guitar for 2 weeks that takes forever, we should just buy guitars next time.
No, my guitar looked like a tail.
Oh, that's true.
My
Yours
guitar
couldn't have been
could
made
not
out
have
of
been
it.
made out of
Mine looks like a guitar, and I should have just
You
bought
should've-
one.
I was thinking that the other day.
I've been thinking that for 3 weeks since I finished it.
You know, it looks really good, but it looks like a guitar.
It looks exactly like a
Why
guitar.
didn't you just buy a guitar? I bet it would
Because
have
I
been
thought
cheaper.
it would save money by doing it.
I don't
Probably
know that you
wasn't. I
would've.
probably spent more.
I think you spent
Especially
more.
on gas, getting to Lowell Mix, but that's another story. And Lowell Mix is awesome anyway. So yeah, that's my went wrong, is that I was
And
kind
you
of
solved it.
not really together until 1.
All right, let's compliment Sandwich, because as much fun as making this vlog is, I really want to go to bed.
That's a good idea.
Which is to say, I really want to pop in an episode of Steven Universe.
I just want to take this off.
I mean, also that. Not now. Okay, so compliment Sandwich means we end with something positive. So I'm going to say my positive thing was, at some point we got our whole band together. So there's 2 other cosplayers were joining us in our J-pop fairy band, and we were recording a music video, and we were starting to play the song, and we decided we were going to play through the whole song at least one time. So we're jamming out. Natalie and I are just going ham on our guitars and our basses. And then there's this guy. None of us know who he is. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
I do.
This guy who is dressed up as one of the Joes from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
He was in a costume?
Yeah, I didn't know that he was.
I'm the worst at recognizing
Oh, it was
things.
bad. It was
I talked
bad.
about this in the first
This
video.
guy,
I made.
bless his beautiful soul, first started watching, and he was like, "This is great." Then he starts rocking out too, and he's air guitaring. He's off to the side, facing us.
Mm-hmm.
We are living for it, but we can't show that we're living for it because we're in the middle of being recorded. But we are living for it. And then at some point, he notices that there are people who are about to walk into the shot. So what he starts doing is he's air guitaring and then directing traffic. It was just so cool. And then at the end of the song, he was just yeah, and then leaves.
Didn't say anything.
No
just
words,
took off.
No introduction.
Unsung Hero Award goes to you, sir.
I don't know.
Whoever you are.
Wherever
I'm sure
you
your
are.
cosplay was good. I'm sorry I didn't recognize
it was just, it was so beautiful. All right, let's do your compliment sandwich
My
and then get out of
compliment
this
sandwich.
costume.
Let's see. I think I will do
That feeling when...
that feeling when... Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I like that.
So, I want to take a moment to sort of, I guess, slap our jerk brains in the face and pump both of our confidences up to end this video. One being that
Don't knock our stand. It's a baby stroller. That's what we're using as a stand.
This is your first day at the convention.
Mm-hmm.
And that yesterday, when I was walking around by myself, people knew we were staying together, and everyone thought you were just there, and everyone was really excited. And, yeah. People are looking forward to you at cons. That's really cool.
That's really sweet. That was not where I thought this was going.
So anyway, and then for myself, I ran into some friends today who I've been seeing throughout the weekend. She does Vaxel Dawn from Critical Role, who is the boyfriend of Keyleth, who I did yesterday. Anyway, so people would come up to see her costume, which is gorgeous and amazing, and they would say, "Wow, your Vax is great, but did you see that Keyleth yesterday? Holy crap!" And they would just apparently went on and on about my costume to her. So apparently I made quite the hit yesterday, and that's real cool because it's my first Katsu. And
the best Zen is going to be when people do that to you about your costume from earlier.
Yeah, that actually happened too. Actually, yeah.
Did it?
There was a few people who came up and were like, "Hey, can we get a photo?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I must have either mentioned the heels or something. Anyway, it came up that like Keyleth, and it got mention dropped, and I was like, oh, that was me. And they were like, what? And freaked out. And you can read me all you want for my makeup, but I think I'm doing something right because
no, it looked amazing.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about like the quality of it, just the fact that like no one recognizes me costume to costume. I constantly get people saying like,
you're a chameleon.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's my chameleon face.
That's good, right? That's what we're going for. Being different characters. We don't want to be like...
I wish I could do the chameleon thing where it's got these extras.
I'm glad your tongue is not actually a chameleon because it would like poke me in the eye.
And then you'll have to wear an eye patch.
Oh my god, and that'll be too scary for babies.
Then you'll be too scary for babies. And now that we've come full circle, I'm going to turn the circle into a heart.
And I'll complete that heart if you cut yours in half. Yeah!
All right, good
so
night,
that's
everybody.
Our vlog. This is weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.